From just about anywhere in the valley, the Superstition Mountains loom on the eastern horizon and have always attracted my eye and attention. One of the first places Linda and I drove when we moved out here in 1981 was up the Apache Trail. And when we crossed over into the Tonto National Forest, we were laughing because we didn't see any trees. But it is a national forest, and just beyond this fence a little further, it's a wilderness area. The Superstition Wilderness is located within the Tonto National Forest and was designated as a primitive area in 1939. The Tonto National Forest is one of the most heavily visited in the United States due to its close proximity to the metro Phoenix area. The boundary of the wilderness was expanded in 1984 and covers over 160,000 acres. It has 170 miles of trails, and 80% of the trail use occurs on 3 trailheads: the Lost Dutchman State Park, First Water Trailhead, and Peralta Trailhead. During the winter months, you can expect heavy traffic, both horse and foot. During the summer, you do not want to go there. I just spent a week on a whitetail hunt in the eastern half of the Superstition Wilderness. The first day we went out, we did not see another soul all day. In February of 2006, I hiked from Rogers Trough on the southern edge to the old Rivas Ranch area and spent the night. The next day I hiked out to Campaign Creek Trailhead and never saw another person. That was a 12-mile hike altogether. So you can find solitude, but not within a 30-minute drive of Mesa. Over the past 2 weeks, I've hiked 2 loop trails: the Black Mesa Loop, an 8-mile hike, and the Hackberry Loop, a 5-mile hike, and I did fairly well. On my daily walks, I cover 3 miles in 45 minutes, but my elevation doesn't change more than 30 feet, so I needed some up and down. I've wanted to go to the top of the Superstitions to see the view from up there since I heard there was a trail that went to the top. I've just been too lazy. Well, I've been training for a rim-to-rim hike of the Grand Canyon later this year, and I wanted to see if this would be a good training ground for doing that. The elevation at the parking lot is 2,080 feet above sea level. The top of the Flatiron is 4,861 feet, or a 2,780-foot climb and descent all in one day. The total distance round trip is almost 6 miles. It was 6 minutes before noon when I left the parking lot, so I didn't have much hope of making it to the top, but I would find out just what was required. This is the location where I stopped to take my lunch break and filter some fresh water. My wife, Linda, has hiked up this far in the past, but she said she has never seen water running over the granite. I was very grateful because another group of people had hiked up to this point, but they didn't bring a canteen, a bottle of water, or anything with them. So I gave them what I had left in my canteen and pumped another 2 liters through my filter. One guy wanted to refill his Camelback, but he didn't want to wait the 10 minutes for the water to set before filling it up. He was going to boil his water, but he didn't have a filter. That's fine if you don't mind the particles floating around in it. I would never drink the water out of a stream in Arizona without taking every precaution to make sure I killed or filtered all the bugs out. There are some things that can mess you up for life, so don't take the chance. The National Forest recommends that you get at least 300 feet from a stream if you need to relieve yourself. Can you imagine how hard it is to get 300 feet away from this stream in this canyon? Don't drink the water if you do find it.
Like Bryce Canyon, it's just full of them.
Never been there either.
Oh, you have to go to Bryce, Zion. They're all beautiful.
That was fabulous.
Huh?
That was beautiful.
Where, up here?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Here.
Oh, I see. I thought maybe you were from out of town and never seen this kind of landscape.
No, we're just guilty of living here our entire lives and never having come.
Oh.
Well, it's a tough hike to put on a schedule. If there's anything else you could do instead.
Bye.
I'm ready when you are.
Okay. you gonna bring all backpack food?
Yep, pretty much.
Or are you gonna cheat at Phantom Ranch? Maybe you can cheat. I don't know if you have to get.
The lady you heard talking was on her way back down from the top. She's been hiking the Grand Canyon every year since 1970, and she's 70 years young. She's an inspiration to me to keep doing this, since 70's not that far away anymore. This is where I turned around for the day. I had come up 1,300 feet, and it was a tough 1,000 feet more to the top. It was already approaching 3 o'clock, so I just found a little side trail that goes out to the Siphon Draw overlook and hiked out at about 50 yards. Except for 3 men and 2 teenagers that were coming back, I found some solitude. Since this was on the north slope, or the shady side of the mountain, there were still sheets of ice in several locations next to the trail. This can make for some dangerous conditions if one is not careful where they step. The ice is also what helps provide the water on the granite below. Finding this little spot gave me a chance to get some video and pictures before heading back to the bottom. Hopefully, when I do hike to the top, it will be nice and clear for some follow-up video and pictures. After I got back down past the granite, I was glad I didn't try to go to the top. My legs were already a little wobbly, so I made the right decision to turn around when I did. Now I know I need to do some more bicycle and stair work to supplement my daily hikes in preparation for the Grand Canyon. Here you can see the Siphon Draw Trail where it gets back out on the flat, and then Lost Dutchman State Park where the RVs camp. The place where I parked is around to the right behind the mountain sticking out. That's it.